Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another manga review. And once again we're going to be taking a look at Fairy Tail with volume 15 from Hiro Mashima, which sees the conclusion of the Battle of Fairy Tail arc, which has been going on for the past few volumes now. And well, last time we saw a lot of great action with the ladies taking center stage with Urza defeating Evergreen, Lucy with the help of Loki defeating Bixlow, and then Mira Jane defeating Freed with her Satan Soul Demon Transformation, which, holy crap, man, I called her the sexy succubus last time because, goddamn, that's what she was. So, they all defeated the Raging Tribe with just Loxus remaining, and it ended with a cliffhanger with the four members of Fairy Tail, Natsu, Gajeel, Urza, and Mystigan, ready to defeat Loxus once and for all. But, mind you, there's still a bit of a time limit here because after the hostages were turned back to normal, the ladies, they were turned to stone a few volumes ago, they were turned back to normal. And what Loxus decided to do was enact the Thunder Palace, which were a bunch of thunder lacrimas surrounding the town of Magnolia. And he gave him an hour time limit. If he wasn't defeated before then, he was going to set them all off and essentially kill all the citizens of Magnolia. Like, what a crazed madman. So anyway, let's jump right into this here. Can they defeat Loxus? We'll find out today in the Battle of Cardiac Cathedral. So here we are, nursing all their wounds. They finally got poor Yusuke here to help everyone recover. And what had happened was Makarov had what appeared to be a heart attack. And poor Yusuke says, bring Loxus here. He needs to see what he's done to his grandfather. This is just horrible. And we see Loxus here with a little bit of regret. At least that's what it looks like to me. And a flashback to a teenage Loxus screaming at his grandfather for expelling his father. So we don't really know what happened quite yet, but Makarov's son and Loxus' father was a member of the Fairy Tail Guild, naturally, and was expelled for whatever he decided to do. And Loxus has a complete meltdown. And he says, one day I'll surpass you. I won't get better for Dad. I'll be doing it so I can be me, so I can be my own man. So as all this is going on, Loxus is waiting for his opponents, and it says 6 minutes until Thunder Palace fires. And the first man to enter the fray is none other than Mystigan. And we're going to see him in action for the first time here. Holy crap, what a great character design. I know he's shrouded in mystery, and he's got like all these crazy staves and, all wrapped up. His insignia on his pants says, Pants, Dance of Purgatory. So they're ready to fight, and they talk about who's the strongest in the guild, and Mystigan says, it's guild arts. So that old man's never coming back. Urza's not that good either. It's you or me. We're the strongest of Fairy Tail, so let's see. Have at it. So they get ready to battle, and as they're talking, he says, is that all you can see? Now who's the pea-brain? Let's settle it for all to see, with the seat of the strongest on the line, Mystigan, or should I say, the other. And look at Mystigan's eyes, and he starts attacking right away with his magic staves. Just some crazy stuff. The church, Cardiac Cathedral. So they hear all the, the banging and the smoke behind the cathedral there. And that's where they know where it is. And they get ready to fight. And Mystigan sets up all his staves here. You see he had them all on his back. And he sets them all up here. And he says, Matenro, skyscraping. And they destroy the church. I mean, holy shit, dude. And look at Loxus' face after just that one attack there. And he uses like all this crazy magic. I mean, just as that happened, right? You see like this eye appears out of nowhere. And it turns into like this giant demon. What the hell is this magic? Loxus is in a totally different league with Mystigan. So it turns out that it's just an illusion. And not really any threat. It's just something to scare Loxus. So then, Mystigan decides to use this move here. The 5-layered magic circle. Dance of the gods. But Loxus is able to move before it hits him. And Mystigan, just like his character implies, is just surrounded by mystery and essentially uses like illusion-type magic. So as Mystigan's fighting, he gets hit in the face there. But before that, Natsu and Urza enter the fray, and they see him hit his face here, and it reveals his face. He's been keeping himself a secret for all this time. And it turns out, is it Jalal? What the hell? It's you! You're alive! Huh. You guys have seen his face before? What's that supposed to mean? Mystigan is Jalal? Apparently it's not Jalal, but he looks like Jalal. So, Mystigan here says, Urza, you're the one person who I never wish to see me. I'm not Jalal. I know who he is, but I am not him. But he looks like Jalal. What the fuck? I'm sure it all makes sense later. So, as all this is going on, Urza gets attacked, and Natsu's just pissed off. He's like, I'll take you on, Loxus, let's go. I'll fire dragon roar, yeah, and they just start fighting. Lots of great action going on. So that was really all we got to see of Mystigan. After Urza saw him, he left. I mean, he didn't even decide to fight anymore. He did his one little attack, the 5-layered magic circle, and then his face got revealed, and he just ran up his tail between his legs. So, but he isn't Jalal, just so we're clear. It's a different person. He just looks like Jalal. So, anyway, lots of great action in this volume with fighting. Urza's back to her black wing armor here, ready to fight Loxus. And they mention, you know, you couldn't beat me even if you tried because you don't have enough time. The Thunder Palace is going to go off any minute now. And that's it. So Urza then re-equips to the Thunder Empress armor and ready to go. But, you know, this is when Loxus reveals that the Thunder Palace is going to go off any minute. And that's why she transforms into the Thunder Empress armor. And she's out there with a mission to destroy all the Lacrimas herself now. Because it's like, well, yeah, we can't defeat Loxus in that time, but I can defeat the Lacrimas. So they go out there, Natsu has to fight Loxus. And where the hell is Gajiel? So Urza starts using the Heaven's Wheel armor to create all her swords, but she's only able to make around 100 swords, and there's over 300 crystals, so she can't do it alone. And you see her creating all these different swords. She's getting weaker and weaker. But as all this is going on, Warren, who uses telepathy magic, is able to talk to Urza after they're all healed by Porliuska now. And Urza is able to tell Warren to get all the guildmates out there and for them to destroy the Lacrimas to help her because, well, she can only do the 100 swords and she needs everyone else to defeat the other crystals. So, Gray's here. He's all recovered. They're ready to go. And with Warren's telepathy magic, if he touches you, you know, you can hear the telepathic thoughts, but it goes over Gray's head, so he just starts screaming in its ear, thinking that Urza will hear him clearer. So everyone's ready to defeat him. Look at Lucy; she's just gonna whip him to death. And they defeat all the Lacrima crystals in the sky all together, while feeling the simultaneous pain because you know it unleashes the pain right back at him. And look at Loxus' face. Oh, how did they do it? Now I can't kill all the innocent civilians. What the hell? My plans are all ruined. And this is a fun bit of information showing off like who the more powerful members of the guild are, right? So Urza, okay, so she actually had 200 swords. I thought she only had 100. So she defeated 200 of the 300 spears. Everyone else got 1. And then you see Gray got 4. So at this point, Urza's probably the strongest. Gray, the next, well, of course, Natsu's up there too. And then Gray, and then everyone else is weaker. But I like how they added that Gray is actually pretty powerful, that he got 4 anyway. I don't see Lucy's name. I mean, you would think Lucy could get like 2 or 3 then, right? I guess not. So now after all this happened, Loxus is completely pissed. Look at this. I'm going to take control, y'all. And he just starts charging up, ready to go. And he's got the Fire Dragon Iron Fist. And Loxus is completely overpowered. And at this point, Loxus reveals the fact that he actually ingested, well, first he does the Raging Bolt, but he also reveals the fact that he ingested a, well, here's Gajiel too, saving the day, saving Natsu, coming in at the last minute. But I keep getting ahead of myself. So the two of them teaming up, ready to fight, teaming up together, and Triple Dragon, here it is. So at this point, Loxus reveals the fact that he actually ingested a Thunder Dragon Slayer Lacrima years ago, and that was his father's doing, and that actually Loxus is a Dragon Slayer as well. So now there's 3 Dragon Slayers, Natsu, Gajiel, and Loxus. So how many more are there? Lots of great explosions and action and just all sorts of cool stuff. And then just look at Loxus after he got attacked. All those great blasts, and all it does is destroy his shirt. And you see that's where his fairy tale emblem is, right? Because they love the guild emblem. But he has all these other tattoos on him, so he's super edgy, right? So he's doing the lightning dragon roar. Just wreaking havoc over everybody. And he still can't defeat him. So what he decides to do is Makarov's secret move that he used to defeat Jose. And he's going to use Fairy Law, which is this ultra powerful move which deems, whoever the caster deems an enemy, just obliterates their life force. So Levi enters the scene here because she was told by Porliuska to get Laxus to see his grandfather, to see what he's done, because he essentially gave Makarov a heart attack. And he's like, just stop, Laxus! And she decides to get in the way as he's ready to fire his blast at both Gajiel and Natsu. And he's like, well, I can't really hurt her. But it really does nothing to him, and he decides to enact fairy law anyway. And you see everything just goes white and seemingly kills everybody. But it turns out you hear Levi coughing. He says, I've surpassed the old man. And Levi's coughing. That's not possible. Natsu's still alive. Gajiel's still alive. And then Fried makes his way here. Not one of them has died. Not the spell, your heart, Laxus. What you inherited from the master wasn't limited to strength and magic power, but also a heart that holds his comrades dear. And then he reveals that, fairy law, like I said, it affects who the caster seems an enemy, but his heart, while in his mind he thinks they're all enemies, in his heart they're not his enemies, in his heart they're his family. And he can have this outward personality of thinking they're all enemies and hating everybody for what his grandfather did to his father or whatever, or how he thinks his grandfather disgraced the guild. But really, they're all his family, and, it's a good moment here, but Laxus is completely pissed off by that. He's like, no, I will be the master no matter what. I'm Makarov's grandson. I'm Laxus. And then Natsu gets back up, and he starts giving the pep talk that Fried tried to give him, like, no, this is our guild. It's our family. It's not what you want. It's what we all want. It can't be what you want. So he gets a second wind here, ready to fight, which he does. And you see, Laxus is growing the dragon scale, similar to how Natsu had him in his battle against Jalal. And they're hitting each other blow for blow. But really, Laxus is completely overpowering him. He keeps knocking Natsu down, but he keeps getting up. And he's like, the guild doesn't belong to you. It's all of ours. It's a guild for all of us. It's not just what you want. It's what we all want. And he continues to get knocked down, but continues to get back up. And just look at Laxus' face. Even Fried's face. He's still trying to stand, which he does. Stop, Natsu, you'll die. You're going to disappear and there won't be a smudge of you left. Stop it, Laxus. If you use that magic on Natsu now. And he does the lightning dragon heavenly spear. But what happens is you see it's ready to hit Natsu, and it goes the other way. And what happens is, because Gajiel is an Iron Dragon Slayer, he's able to conduct electricity. So he takes the blast for Natsu, proving himself that Natsu is a comrade of his. And again, Lox is just screaming like a madman. You look at the veins coming out of his face there. Holy shit, dude. He's got the teeth like a dragon, similar to Natsu. And as he's getting distracted, screaming that he's so pissed off, Natsu punches him right in the face. Well, he does all his moves. He does the Fire Dragon Wing Attack, Fire Dragon Sword Edge, Fire Dragon Fang, and then finally Fire Dragon Roar. And with that, defeats Laxus, and you see as everyone's watching Natsu, all the blood in his face, Levi looking on, Fried looking on, and Gajiel with a smile. And look at Laxus, dude. Holy shit, there's blood everywhere. He's just, oh man. Completely destroyed there. And Natsu screaming to be continued. So, goddamn, great ending here. And then a little bit out of place for the tone of this volume, but we'll get to this. But man, this was fantastic. It's having great action. The plot development with Laxus being a dragon slayer as well. Although I gotta say, I mean, I was pretty hyped my first time reading this, seeing Mystigan. But then just seeing the fact that it was only one chapter, and as soon as Urza saw that he looks like Jalal, he's like, oh, I have to leave. What the fuck, dude? I thought you were pretty powerful. They essentially said, as far as the strongest wizards in the guild, it's Gildarts, Laxus, Mystigan, and then Urza. And he's holding his own against Laxus, and then he runs away because Urza sees his face. I mean, I don't know, dude. It's kind of lame. But we do learn more about Mystigan later, so stay tuned for that. So anyway, we got a little side story here. Like I said, a little out of place for how it ended here. But what happens is Lucy's in the library with Mira Jane, and they come across this cute picture. Again, I had mentioned in the past how I find all these stories of the members, all as children, to be very cute. And this is called Natsu and the Dragon's Egg, and this is in the year 778. So Natsu, if you remember, was abandoned by Igdeal in the year 777. And I believe we're in the year 784 right now. So a few years ago. And you see that's young Mira, Gray, Kana, Natsu. Look at Elfman. That's Lasana, Urza, and then Loxus. And I think that's Macau and Wakaba back there. So this is such a cute little story. So Natsu comes back with an egg, which he says he found in the forest, and that it's a dragon's egg. And Gray's like, oh, you're going to eat it? No, it's a dragon's egg. I'm going to hatch it. And then Urza pops in like, oh, you boys must work together to hatch the egg. And I just love like their cute little outfit. She has a sword and everything. And just Gray with his no shirt on and all that. And Mira shows up, who's like the sexy goth demon lady, you know, with Elfman and Lasana. And Lasana says, oh, I'm going to hang out with you, Natsu, and we'll raise the egg together. So there's a sort of, I guess Lasana had a little crush on Natsu back in the day. And they're going to keep it warm. Well, she says keep it warm, so he decides to burn it then. He's like, no, he's silly, you'll cook it. And then she, similar to her brother and sister, can transform as well. So she transforms into a bird and shows him, like, no, we got to keep it warm like, you know, a bird nests its eggs. So that's what they do. And then you got Macau and Wakaba, like, oh, those two are so cute together, yeah. So Mira's like, oh, you guys don't know what the hell's going on. So they decide to make a little house in the outskirts here. And they're raising the little egg together. And she mentions the fact, like, oh, when we get older, I'll agree to be your wife. It's like, oh, that's so cute. And Natsu's blushing, Lasana's blushing. And then they wake up from taking care of the egg. And they're like, where'd the egg go? It's vanished. And Natsu starts fighting with Mira. And they're like, where's that egg? But it turns out Elfman took it because he didn't really trust them to raise it for whatever reason. And he's like, oh, you know, I was going to keep it warm myself. I wanted to help. And then the egg starts cracking. Oh, it's hatching. Hey, get out of the way. It's hatching. And it's Happy. Oh, my God. Look how cute Happy is. Little baby Happy. And look at their faces. A cat? And they're all shocked because they thought it was a dragon. Aye. That's the first thing he says. He lands on Natsu's head and he says, aye, sir. How cute. And they're all talking, everyone's so joyful, and then Natsu thinks, happiness, huh? Well, why don't we give him the name of Happy? Aye, sir, Happy the Dragon, the end. And, you know, Regis, as he's seeing everything unfold, and he draws it, if we go back, the drawing was actually a dragon. He's like, oh, we'll just add that to it, that Happy is a dragon, not a cat, because that's more dramatic, right? So, how cute. And then Happy's eating an egg as it ends. Yeah, Lucy, you were born from an egg. Oh, so they say as he's eating an egg. Absolutely hilarious, dude. So, fantastic. I love this series. Again, I'll keep reiterating. F the haters. Fairy Tail is a top-tier series full of fun, a lot of dramatic moments, sad moments, and above all, great action. So, thank you all for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Have a great day, everybody.